There are those among us who walk the earth cloaked in silence, not because they have no voice, but because their voice carries thunder. A thunder the darkness has learned to fear. You may not realize it yet, but if you're watching this, it's likely the shadows already know who you are. They see you not by your flesh, but by the fire in your soul. And that fire, it marks you. The moment you were born, the veil between worlds trembled slightly. Not dramatically, not enough for anyone around you to notice, but enough for something ancient and dark to take note. Because you were not born ordinary. You were born with a vibration that disturbs the still waters of spiritual stagnation. Demons, the ancient consciousnesses that feed on chaos, do not fear many, but they recognize the frequency of a warrior. And when they do, they begin their work early. Have you ever felt like you were under attack before you even understood what a spiritual path was? Have you looked back at your childhood and noticed how the energies around you were never calm? Maybe you were haunted by nightmares that no one could explain, or surrounded by people who tried to dim your light before it could even shine. That is no coincidence. Demons don't wait for warriors to grow. They try to break them as children. Because they know if you ever remember who you truly are, they can never touch you again. But you didn't break. You might have bent, you might have cried, you might have wandered in the wilderness of confusion and pain, but something in you never surrendered. That part of you, the part that refused to die spiritually, was your first victory. And demons felt that. They felt the shift. Because when a warrior endures suffering and still seeks the light, their aura becomes sharper than a blade. Enemies in the unseen world begin to whisper your name, not with contempt, but with caution. You see, this path isn't about religion. It's about resonance. The frequency you carry determines not only what you attract, but also what you repel. When demons know that you are one of the dark chosen ones, those who are forged in struggle but destined for spiritual greatness, they don't just attack you randomly. They study you. They test you, they look for your weaknesses. And yet, strangely, they also respect you, because you remind them of what they cannot become. Free. Have you noticed that you go through cycles of intense spiritual awakening, followed by sudden, almost surgical disruptions to your peace? That's not bad luck, that's targeted spiritual warfare. The moment you start remembering who you are, something tries to pull you back into confusion. But here's the secret: every time they do this, and you resist, your power grows. You become more than a warrior. You become a weapon of light in a world drowning in shadows. And that terrifies them. One sign that demons know you're a warrior among the dark chosen is the presence of consistent spiritual interference. You try to meditate, and your mind is flooded. You try to pray, and distractions appear. You try to sleep, and your dreams are invaded. These are not coincidences. They are coordinated attacks. And yet you still seek the sacred. That seeking, that relentless pursuit of truth, even when it's hard, is what elevates you from seeker to soldier. But let me ask you something deeper. Why do you think you were chosen to endure so much pain? Why do you think some of the worst people in the world seem to live effortlessly, while you who try to live with purpose struggle so deeply? The answer is not punishment. The answer is preparation. Warriors are trained in the wilderness. They are not pampered. They are not protected. They are prepared. Every betrayal, every heartbreak, every dark night of the soul was not meant to destroy you. It was meant to carve you into something demons cannot manipulate.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound insights.
Another sign is your unnatural ability to rise. Even when you've lost everything, even when you're surrounded by people who don't understand you, you rise. Your energy, your presence, your resilience, it disrupts the low vibrational matrix that demons thrive in. They can't stand your ability to create light in dark places. You're like a walking contradiction to their agenda, and that makes you dangerous. Ever wonder why you feel things so deeply? Why you cry at things others ignore? Why you sense the pain of people who smile on the outside? It's because you are spiritually sensitive. But sensitivity is not weakness. It is a gift that allows you to hear the whispers of the unseen. That sensitivity is also what allows you to detect demonic energy without being told. You just know. You walk into a room and feel the tension. You meet someone and instantly feel the lie behind their smile. That's not paranoia. That's discernment. That's spiritual intelligence. And warriors need that more than weapons. As you awaken more and more, you'll feel something strange happening inside you. A calm power. A clarity that wasn't there before. It doesn't come from books. It doesn't come from teachers. It comes from the battles you've survived. You begin to trust your intuition more than opinions. You begin to move in alignment with forces that others don't even believe exist. And slowly, you become what demons fear most: a human who remembers their divine identity. You might have noticed that people are drawn to you, not because you're charming or rich, but because your presence carries a strange healing energy. Strangers tell you their secrets. Friends come to you for advice even when your own life feels like chaos. That's because your spirit emits light codes that others subconsciously recognize. But demons see it too. And they often try to use people close to you as conduits to drain your energy. That's why, as a warrior, you must learn not just to love but to guard your energy with sacred boundaries. One of the most overlooked signs that you are a warrior among the dark chosen is your constant inner dialogue, not the self-doubt that's implanted by trauma, but the deeper questioning. The part of you that asks, why am I here? What is my real purpose? What is truth beyond illusion? That questioning is not doubt, it's destiny unfolding. Demons want you to stop asking those questions. Because once you find the answers, you're no longer manageable. You're unstoppable. And what about the dreams? The visions? The strange synchronicities that seem to follow you? Numbers repeating? People showing up at just the right time? Messages hidden in music or books? That's not your imagination. That's the universe aligning with your spiritual mission. And the more you pay attention, the more you'll see that you're not walking alone. You never were. Forces of light surround you, but only when you activate your awareness can they truly assist. Demons know this. That's why they try to keep you distracted, addicted, emotionally drained. Because an awakened warrior cannot be controlled. But here's something you must understand. Being a warrior among the dark chosen does not mean you are perfect. You will make mistakes. You will fall. You will doubt. But what separates you is that you rise again. Every time. You learn. You evolve. You transmute pain into wisdom. That is alchemy. That is mastery. And demons cannot mimic that. They can imitate light, but they cannot become it. So let me ask you now the deepest question of all. If your soul agreed to be forged in fire, to walk through darkness in order to bring light, are you truly a victim or are you chosen? Are your scars shameful or are they your sacred armor? What if everything you've survived was not an accident, but a calling? What if the darkness that chased you was only trying to stop you from remembering how powerful you really are? And if that's true, then who are you now? If you are still here, still listening, still breathing through the weight of this message, then you are already proving the demons wrong. Because they counted on your silence. They banked on your forgetting. They thought the trauma would bury you, not awaken you. But here you are, pulling back the curtain, inch by inch, remembering that your soul is not just old, it's ancient. And ancient souls carry echoes from before time. Your pain isn't new, it's ancestral. And your power, it's eternal. Another sign that demons know who you are is how they manipulate perception around you. Have you noticed how often you're misunderstood, even when your intentions are pure? How people project their insecurities onto you or twist your words? That's not just social misfortune, it's energetic interference. Because when you carry light, the darkness in others either wants to join you or silence you. Demons whisper into weak minds, turning allies into doubters, turning lovers into saboteurs. But this is how you learn to see clearly. This is how you learn to sharpen your discernment, to stop trusting appearances and start trusting vibration. And yet, despite all of this, you keep loving. That's another sign. Your heart has been broken, stolen, handed back in pieces, but somehow you still love. You still hope. You still believe in the sacredness of life. That is not weakness. That is divine defiance. Demons don't know what to do with a soul that refuses to hate. A soul that can walk through destruction and still choose compassion is a soul that is untouchable. The more you love, the more they fear. Because love is the only frequency they cannot mimic, cannot feed on, cannot defeat. You've probably noticed that you're often pushed into solitude. Not loneliness, but divine solitude. The kind that isolates you just long enough for you to hear your own soul again. The world calls you antisocial, but the spirit calls you inward. And every time you answer that call, you grow in silence. You become more aligned, more aware, more powerful. Demons hate solitude, because in solitude, illusions die. In solitude, warriors awaken. And when you come back from those sacred spaces, you don't come back the same. You come back with new eyes. You might think the chaos in your life is a sign of failure, but what if I told you it's confirmation of your spiritual voltage? Demons don't waste resources. They only attack what threatens them. If you're under constant pressure, constant temptation, constant emotional turbulence, it means your light is disrupting their agenda. They throw everything at you: doubt, despair, distraction, because if you ever stand fully in your power, their games are over. So the storm around you is not proof of your weakness, it's proof of your importance. The more intense your battles, the more sacred your mission. You've likely had moments of spontaneous wisdom, times when you just knew something without knowing how. That intuitive download, that sudden understanding of a spiritual truth, that flash of insight that broke through confusion, that's your higher self speaking. And demons hate it when you listen. Because the more you trust that voice, the less power they have. They want you to rely on fear, on external authority, on systems of control. But a warrior who trusts their divine intuition is a warrior who can't be manipulated. So many people seek to be accepted, to be validated by society. But you've always felt like an outsider, maybe even alien. That's because you weren't made to fit in. You were made to stand out, not for ego, but for elevation. You are the breaker of cycles, the healer of generational wounds, the one who walks into cursed bloodlines and says, "It ends with me." That's not a light burden. That's a soul contract. And demons sense when someone has come to end what they began. That's why they try to exhaust you, because your awakening is their undoing. The energy you carry is not just spiritual, it's disruptive. You walk into a room and people feel something shift. Some are drawn to you, others are repelled. Not because of what you say, but because of what you are. This is why you must stop apologizing for your presence. You must stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. You were not born to blend in. You were born to activate. And activation is not always comfortable, it shakes foundations. Remember, Earthquakes don't ask for permission. Have you noticed how often you're tested in the realm of emotions, especially with anger, grief, or fear? That's not random. Demons know that your emotions are gateways. When unchecked, they are entry points. But when mastered, they become sacred fuel. A warrior who can transmute rage into righteous action, grief into compassion, and fear into clarity becomes unstoppable. Your emotional mastery is one of your greatest weapons. And that's why you must feel deeply but process wisely. Let's talk about sleep, or rather, the lack of it. Warriors among the dark chosen often suffer interrupted sleep, spiritual dreams, or even attacks in the astral realm. This is because your soul travels. You do work in the unseen. You may not remember every dream, but your spirit is active while your body rests. Demons don't sleep, and when they sense your light in their domain, they try to block your rest. That's why spiritual hygiene is essential. Clean your space, protect your energy, speak affirmations before bed. You are not just resting, you are recharging for another battle. And what about your body? Have you noticed how your body reacts to energy shifts? Headaches, fatigue, heart palpitations, chills. These are not always medical. They are spiritual signals. You are a vessel of energy, a bridge between worlds. When frequencies around you shift, your body becomes the antenna. Listen to it, honor it, feed it what it needs, because your physical form is the temple your spirit fights from. And every warrior must maintain their temple if they are to win the inner war. One of the most powerful signs that demons recognize you as a warrior is the way they try to isolate you from your purpose. They don't need to remove you from the battlefield, they only need to convince you that you don't belong there. They whisper lies. You're not ready. You're not worthy. You're not strong enough. But those aren't your thoughts. They are implanted doubts. And every time you believe them, you delay your mission. But every time you reject them, you reclaim your crown. You have a destiny. And destiny is not given, it is remembered. You didn't come here to just live and die. You came to awaken, to liberate, to transform. And yes, that comes with battles. But every battle is a part of your syllabus. Every scar is a part of your scripture. Your life is not random, it is revelation. And the moment you realize that, you stop running from the darkness. You start walking through it with fire in your eyes. So let me ask you one final question. If demons already know who you are, then why are you still hiding from yourself? Why are you still waiting for permission to rise? Why are you still doubting what the shadows fear? You are not broken. You are battle-tested. You are not lost. You are being led. You are not under attack because you are weak. You are under attack because you are awakening. And every time you choose light over fear, truth over illusion, purpose over pleasure, you become a living reminder that darkness never wins in the presence of a soul who remembers their divine origin. The journey of a warrior among the dark chosen is not easy, but it is sacred. You are not here to be comfortable. You are here to be conscious. And when you finally stand in that consciousness fully, completely, unapologetically, the shadows will no longer chase you. They will bow, because they will know the warrior has remembered, and the war is already won.